and welcome to a very special show, Women Now Today, where we get a chance to talk to the hero of the month. We are here in downtown San Francisco, One Rincon Tower. It's always been a pleasure coming to this building. Beautiful view, gorgeous city here today. And we're talking to none other than Priya Haji. She has changed many lives through her companies, through thinking out of the box, and showing the way to many who wanted to make it big. We are going to talk to her in her house, an exclusive interview. Don't miss it. Priya, it's an absolute honor and a pleasure to have you on our show. I've been following you for a while, inspired, and wanted to talk to you.
Well,
Let's talk about age 16 and launching a company to just help others. What was the turning point in your life that prompted you to make companies that only help other people?
I think I'm definitely influenced by my parents. My very first startup, actually at 16, was with my dad. We started a free health clinic in a very small town in Texas where I grew up. And I think that sense that to those whom much is given, from them much is expected, I think was a value that was in my family. And my grandmother on my mom's side was part of Gandhi's movement, so we grew up hearing her stories. She went to jail, and I think it was always a sense of responsibility that we had, and I'm very grateful for it. It's definitely guided me greatly, and my dad is for sure my role model.
I've briefly met him, and I'm sure he's really proud of you, because we parents, our kids at age 16 are not even thinking of helping us. Forget about helping someone they don't even know. I'm really happy that, we got a chance to meet and talk about your journey today. Tell me where you want to start talking about how life has transformed you as a human being.
Well, I think that for me, probably after leaving home and coming out to California, I went to undergraduate at Stanford, and then I got really involved in the community in East Palo Alto. If you're familiar with this area, it's a very low-income African American and Latino community, and at that time had the highest rate of HIV and AIDS outside of anywhere west of the Mississippi. Very high use of drugs at that time, crack cocaine. And I started meeting a lot of community leaders and a lot of people who had a vision to improve the community, and my heart just felt very drawn to that and to the work and to trying to help. And I just remember, my parents, when I was graduating from Stanford, I was supposed to go to medical school, and I told them, I really want to stay here and I want to work on building this organization to help this community. And a lot of parents at that point would freak out. I think probably they were freaking out inside, but they were being very calm on the outside. And I actually didn't even finish my diploma. I was so compelled. I went and I started this organization with two other community leaders from East Palo Alto, both of whom were recovering addicts and alcoholics. And we built an organization called Free at Last, which is still there, and became a national model program for substance abuse treatment, affordable housing, economic development.
Tell me a little bit about your journey and what has been some of the very happy moments in your life.
Yeah, I would say professionally, I'm really lucky because I have happy moments very frequently. So actually just this morning, I think, I got a phone call from a person who's actually using SaveUp, and they were calling to ask some questions. And SaveUp is a technology, and I'll tell you more about it, where we're building a new way to help people save money and pay off their debts and to succeed financially. And this woman called and she said she's been using SaveUp for over 6 months. It's helped her, her husband, her family, and she loves it, and it's really helping her. And for me personally, in my whole career, there's minutes like that where I have a chance, at Free at Last, someone's family will come up and say, hey, thank you so much for building Free at Last. This organization has helped my children get off of drugs or helped me get out of prison. Or World of Good, I would go to India and women would say to me, thank you so much for building this. It's helping me build a livelihood and feed my children. And, so I feel very honored that in the work that I do, I'm enjoying it, and it's a challenge, and it's building something, but at the same time, the joy in it for me is when I can really see, wow, this in some small way helped someone else's life to be easier or better or more economically sustainable.
That's so well said. Now, being a new mom, I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you expect your kids to become? What is that most important value that you want to give your kids?
what I pray, and I pray it every day when I wake up in the morning and when I look at my son, is I pray to help him to be his own best, most true self, whatever that is. And for me to try to get out of the way and really support him to achieve that.
All of us want to do that. It's so hard. I'm here in front of your apartment. I do want to go in and see how you are a mom and what you do to your child.
Sure.
And what is his name? Zen, right?
Zen,
What do you do to
Z-E-N.
Zen? We'll take a look at some of his pictures
Sure.
and everything about him. Let's go in.
Of course, welcome.
So now we are joined with Uma and we are going to explore your house. Starting from your little nook.
Yes.
Tell me all about this. You come here at what time in the day?
So really this is my late night work spot after Zen is sleeping. I get a little bit of work done here.
Okay, that's awesome. And I see some pictures of Zen here.
Yes, this is Zen's newborn pictures when I was...
Oh my God. Don't you wish he was always like that and you would cuddle him and hold him?
Actually, I like him now because now he's more musty and dhamal.
Okay. But this is more cute and cuddly. So let's walk in and find out more about your house. Lovely. This is One Rincon Tower, by the way. I've always seen this apartment
Yes.
when driving by. And
Yes.
I wondered who lives here. And
I
today
do.
I know a person from Friend Mantic. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Friend Mantic lives here. So let me check out your place.
It's absolutely lovely decor here.
Beautiful. Is blue your favorite color?
It is my favorite color, and I did all the decorations and everything myself.
And blue
so-
and Zen go hand in hand.
Yes.
Blue is Zen.
That's right.
We have a lot more coming from Priya Haji. You don't want to miss that. So stay around.
You're watching America's first South Asian TV talk show. Don't go away. Women Now will be right back.
Hey Priya, so first of all, it's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you. We wanted to ask you about your current company that you are working with, Save Up. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so my friend and co-founder Sammy and I started Save Up really coming out of the recession as a way to really help Americans rebuild finances. And the real challenge in the United States is that most people have lost a lot of savings, the debt has really increased, and people feel very overwhelmed. And there's a small subgroup of people who are very organized about personal finance. They keep spreadsheets, they use online tools. We wanted to build something that can help a much wider group, especially of younger people, to get motivated not only to save money, but also reduce their debts, whether student loans, car loans, or to increase their savings, start doing their 401ks. And what we did is we used a lot of behavioral science and behavioral economics, and we've designed a site that is a game. So you actually can register any account where you're saving money. Could be your 401k from your job, it could be a savings account, or a debt that you're paying off. And once you register it to Save Up, the more you do the right things, you get more and more chances to win up to $2 million. There's cars, there's vacations, and then we do fun things like challenges, and we do small little things to help people stay motivated. We do education integrated into the site, and it's really exciting. We're seeing people really make progress, and more is that it's helping a whole new group of people to kind of organize and track and build up their assets. And so
I'm really
very
curious.
exciting.
What is the business model? I mean, you're giving
Yeah.
money away, and how are you getting money?
Yeah, the business model behind Save Up is that we're actually, we do a few different things. One is all of the prizes are actually sponsored by brands and advertising. So we use insurance bonds as a way to essentially back all the prizes, and then we have sponsors that pay premiums on the bonds for us. And so that's how we offer this wide range of very large prizes, and we do have great brands like Virgin America, Banana Republic that are in there as sponsors.
Well, you always think out of the box, right? I mean, all your companies have been very unique and in its own space. You've had several such companies and you've successfully sold some of them to big companies and have had a serial success rate. But I'm sure, I mean, you have had to take many challenges and some of them didn't fail, some of them didn't turn up like the way you wanted it to. Can you tell us how that feeling is, or how do you deal with such situations?
So the nature of being an entrepreneur is to never feel satisfied. I mean, you don't feel satisfied. Even, World of Good, which helped thousands of people around the world and did fair trade and sustainable products and is now part of eBay and is foundation for their sustainable shopping. Your mind never feels that, oh wow, that was it. You feel like, oh, this is what we could have done, or this is what more could happen, So that's the nature of being an entrepreneur, and I think that sense of striving all the time inside to make something better and to make it more impactful, touch more people, and build a bigger company, that's part of what makes you an entrepreneur. So I think that's natural and appropriate, that if you focus on what's not working, you'll fix it, and that's how you get better.
Oh well.
So Priya, we have chosen you as our Women Now hero for this month.
Thank you.
And the whole reason behind it, you have said it in so many words, we wanted to just tell our audience that you are a social entrepreneur. Every venture that you have done has been with a basic intention that you want to lift the society in a sustainable way, in an economical way. So we really want to honor that. I think we all think at Women Now that you are an inspiration to the society. What is it that you want to tell the younger generation?
I think that the most important thing I would say is that the reason I do shows like this, or the reason I share my story, is because I really believe that the very best idea is still out there. And you may be the person who has an idea of the way to cure a disease, or to help homeless people, or to fix a really important problem that you see. And so for me, the most important thing that I would say, I'm honored to be recognized and honored to share my story, but the real reason that I'm doing it is because I'm hoping if you're watching and you have that idea, you'll see through me that you can. And I hope you will. And then when you do, come and tell me. So I'm excited to meet you, and I encourage each of you to take that path and that journey that's calling you to do something good in the world.
Well, it is our honor to honor you, and absolutely a pleasure.
Thank you.
That was an inspiring interview. The baby, her lifestyle, her thoughts, her always thinking out of the box and trying to help someone. Oh my God. It's a special day for me. I hope it's a special day for you, knowing about Priya Haji. Don't forget to check her saveup.com. Saveup.com. I hope you check out her website and see the phenomenal work that she's doing to help reduce debt. What a timely thing to do.
You're watching America's first South Asian TV talk show. Don't go away. Women Now will be right back.
Women Now viewers, we have the special guest today who has joined us all the way from India, Padma Shri Pankaj Udas.
चिट्ठी आई है चिट्ठी आई है वतन से चिट्ठी आई है चिट्ठी आई है चिट्ठी आई है.
So it's so nice of you, first of all, to take time out and come and see us. We realize that you've just come in from India, and you had a nice journey to get here. But would you mind briefly discussing what brings you to San Francisco this time?
Well, I'm essentially here for a very dear friend whom I've known for more than 40 years. And there was a time when we sang together on the stage, and then she moved to US in 71. And the one good thing about her moving to US is that she has continued with her passion about music and passion for music. So she runs now a music school in the Bay Area, and her name is Darshana Bhuta Shukla, and again one of the great women of the world.
Absolutely. So let's talk about back home. Now, here that there's certain music schools. Darshana Ji's opened a music school. There's definitely a push to help preserve the culture, promote the culture. That's here. What's going on back home in India? How's that, the contrast or the comparison? What would you say?
Well, you said it right. I mean, that word is perfect, which is contrast. That India, as you know, that India has so much of talent. You must be watching all the reality shows.
Of course,
I'm sure.
the Sarigamas
Yes,
of the
yes,
planet, of course.
all the
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
And you see so much of talent all around. There's so much of talent all around. There's no shortage of talent.
Yep.
But unfortunately, in India, on the large scale, I would say, we still have a huge following for Bollywood. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it.
Sure, of course.
But unfortunately, what has happened is that today, Bollywood has literally captured everything.
Yeah.
So, your television, your print media, everything revolves around Bollywood.
Yeah.
And when I talk about Bollywood, I'm talking about Bollywood music.
Yep.
Now, Bollywood music has been an integral part of our Indian diaspora. I think it has been around for a long time.
That's
We all
right.
grew up listening to
That's right.
film songs.
That's right.
We're still. But unfortunately, what has happened is that in the bargain, the media attention has shifted completely. Indian cinema and genres like ghazal, genres like devotional, they had synergy.
Yeah.
Because a devotional song, like for example, Tora Man Darpan Kehla,
Yes.
Ya To Allah Tero Naam,
Yeah.
Ishwar Tero Naam.
Yeah.
Devotional thrived in cinema,
Yeah.
through cinema.
That's right.
Ghazal, for example, Chitti Aayi Hai, or so many numbers which I have sung in movies,
Yeah.
made personal appearances.
Yeah.
Or if we go back in the olden days, Madan Mohan Saab's every song was a gem, all the
Yeah.
ghazals.
Yeah.
So basically, there was a synergy which worked very well between cinema and the artist.
That's right.
So what happened actually was that cinema was contributing, cinema was complementing these genres.
Excellent.
If you go back,
Yeah.
you look at all the songs of Naushad Saab's.
Yeah.
Madhuban Mein Radhika.
That's right.
So it was contributing to classical music also.
But do you
Indian
think
classical music?
Sir, but do you think now?
Yes.
Now let's move in this whole area.
Yes.
The role of technology. One of the culprits, in my opinion, that now, and I hate to say it, but you have people that have no training. They've never paid their dues musically. They have zero discipline, but they've learned how to use technology to create. And most people don't understand that you paid your dues. I mean, you paid your dues. And real musicians pay their dues, be it in training, then on stage and performing, and now it's like a shortcut that, okay, you can auto-tune people, you can.
There are so many factors actually.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but
No, of course.
Manish,
Not at
there
all.
are so many different. It's a collective situation.
Yeah.
I've tried to analyze it, and so many of my colleagues have analyzed it. We feel that it's not just one party which is responsible.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many factors. The first factor is that today's filmmakers, like for example, if you talk about cinema,
Yep.
today's current generation filmmakers are not well versed with Urdu, the language.
Yes.
They're not even well versed with Hindi.
Yes.
I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. No, I agree.
The other thing is that most of the films which are being made now, they're made on the same style as Bollywood films.
Sure.
So they want sleek, fast-moving cinema, fast edited. There's nothing wrong. Technology is
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And you've seen that Indian cinema has evolved so much in terms of technology.
Agreed. Yeah.
So this running time of an Indian film has become so short.
Okay.
From 3 hours, it's come down now to 2 hours.
Right.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah. More Hollywood style.
So, obviously, all those songs which had a place in a film does not have enough time for say 6 numbers or 8 songs.
Yeah.
So obviously, it has shrunk now to 2 or 3 songs.
And they
per-
push them in the
per
back
film.
sometimes, right? They push them in the back.
Coming to that point,
Yep.
playback singing.
Yes. Going forward, what's next for Pankaj Udasji? What's
Well,
what's coming up?
Yeah, I have been doing so many things. In fact, I have a huge social commitment. I've been doing work for children who have this genetical disorder called thalassemia. I do work for cancer patients. We started a ghazal festival called Khazana in India, which we hold every year on the last weekend.
Don't you have an album named Khazana also?
Yes.
I remember.
Yes. So Khazana happens on the last weekend of July.
Okay.
And we, all the ghazal singers, we all come under one roof for 2 nights.
Awesome.
And all the money collected go to these 2 charities.
Okay.
And we all sing free. We do not charge.
Oh, nice.
So that's my baby. It's 12 years now since
Wow.
I've been doing it.
That's
and
excellent.
It's growing bigger and bigger. And I'll follow it up with a concert tour of US in August, September.
Excellent.
Yes, I'm touring US, Canada in August and September.
Excellent.
So I'll
Well,
see you guys again.
it is so kind of you to take this much time out
It's
and
my
spend time with
pleasure.
us. Really, it's
It's
great.
my
And
pleasure.
like I said, that we could spend an entire evening with you talking about, all the great things. But we wish you best of luck,
Thank you so
continued success with your charity work. That's great. And continue to inspire all of us.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our show today. We had a chance to talk to 2 phenomenal people, Priya Haji and Pankaj Das. And keep watching Women Now. If you want to see something on the show, write to us info@womennow.tv. Check us out on our Facebook page, Women Now TV. And don't forget to send us your feedback.
दुख सुख था एक सबका, अपना हो या बेगाना, एक वो भी था जमाना, एक ये भी है जमाना। दुख सुख था एक सबका, अपना हो या बेगाना, एक वो भी था जमाना, एक ये भी है जमाना।